guys, welcome to Bright Future YouTube channel. My name is Nomsama Shaba and today we'll be doing mathematics, polynomial equations, exercise number 2, solve for x. Before we can get into today's topic guys, if you haven't subscribed, please kindly do so. Also share, like and comment on the video. Okay, let's get into today's topic. Okay guys, our factors are -1 and -1. So when we factorize, we are going to say x x minus 1 and x minus 1 is equals to 5 plus 1. So let's simplify this side and this side alone. So when we simplify them, these what you call them, they're not terms. These factors are the same, so therefore we only take one, which is x minus 1, and we square it, so it's still the same. It's just here we simplified it. So n equals 2, 5 plus 1 is 6. So let's introduce a square root on the both sides. So when we introduce the square root, we are going to say square root of x plus 1 squared is equals to plus or minus square root of 6. So this square root and this squared will cancel, and then we'll be left with x plus 1 is equals to plus or minus, no, excuse me guys, it's not plus here. It's not plus, it's negative here. It's negative. And also here, it's negative. It's negative. Yeah. Then plus or minus square root of 6. And then x will be equals to, we take this -1, this side, it becomes positive, and then we say plus or minus square root of 6. And then this is our answer. And then let's look at our question 2. Our question 2 is, number 2, is x cubed minus 3x squared minus 16x plus 48 is equals to 0. Okay guys, from the other lesson, when I was introducing you guys to polynomial equations, I told you that when the highest power of x is 3, meaning that the equation is cubic. So this equation is cubic equation. So it's either we are going to solve it using what you call, we are going to factorize by grouping or by factor theorem. So before, our first step is that we have to check if we cannot factorize by grouping. When you check if this question we cannot factorize it by using factorizing by grouping, we have this formula, b over a, we check like this, it's equals to d over c. So our b is our -3, our a is this one that we don't normally write in mathematics, and then our d is our 48, and then our c is our -16. So let's write them. -3 over 1, it's equals to 48 over -16. So minus 3 is equals to minus 3. So the ratios are equal, so meaning that we are, in fact, this question we must solve it using factorizing by grouping, because the ratios are equal. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's write our question. X cubed minus 3x squared minus 16x plus 48 is equals to 0. Okay, when we factorize by grouping, guys, we'll be like looking at this first two terms. We like, from this first two terms, we have to take out the common factor. So let's take out the common factor from these two terms. Our common factor here is x squared, and then x squared into x gives us this x cubed, minus x squared into minus 3, it gives us this minus 3x squared. So yeah, and then let's go to these two terms again. Let's take out the common factor. The common factor from our last two terms is minus 16, because minus 16 does go into our 48. So minus 16, when we times it by x, it does give you minus 16x. And then minus 16, and then when we times it by minus 3, it does give you positive 48, which is equals to 0. Yeah. Okay, guys. Now, these factors and this factor and this factor are the same. So yeah, they have to be the same when we factorize by grouping. They have to be the same. So when they are the same like this, we just take one of them, x minus 3, and then we take this and this to be one, is it one term or one factor? Yeah, so it's going to be x squared minus 16. So this and this, we group them together, then it's equals to 0. So this, we have to factorize it further. Okay, let's write this, because this is in the right form. Okay, when we try to factorize this, obviously, guys, we are going to look at the factors that goes into the factors that when you the two factors that when you multiply them together, they give you minus 6, and then when you add them together, they give you 0, because we don't have the middle term. So in this case, our factors are minus 4 and plus 4. So you can test those factors, guys. I'm not going to show you. I've been showing you from the first exercise. So yeah, please test them and see if they are correct. But they are correct. X minus 4, x plus 4, it's equals to 0. So when we solve for x, obviously we are going to say x is equals to 3, or x is equals to 4, or x is equals to minus 4. Then that's our answer for question 2. Let's go to our last question, which is question. Okay, guys, let's move into our question 3. It's x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6 is equals to 0. So again, when our highest power of x is 3, this means that our question is our equation is cubic equation. So therefore we can either use factor by grouping or factorizing by grouping or factor theorem. So we have to first test if we cannot factorize by grouping by using this formula. B over A is equals to D over C. But looking at my coefficients, B over A is not equals to D over C. So therefore we have to use synthetic division or factor theorem. Okay guys, let's write our question. X cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6 is equals to 0. So we look at our constant. We write down the factors of our constant. It's plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. Yeah, these are our factors of our constant. So we have to test these factors one by one, replacing them on x. And if this left hand side gives us 0, it's equal to our right hand side, meaning that the factor that we have chosen is the right factor. So okay guys, let's get into it. So let's start by positive 1. Positive 1, so we say 1 cubed minus 4 into 1 squared plus 1 plus 6, it's equals to 0. And then our 1 cubed, it's 1 minus 1 squared, it's 1 times it by minus 4, it's minus 4, and then plus this 1, and then plus 6, it's equals to 0. Forgot one here. Forgot one. Okay, yeah. So guys, 1 minus 4 is minus 3 plus 1, it's minus 2 plus 6, it's positive 4. So this side is equals to 4, and then our right hand side is equals to 0. So therefore this is not our right factor. So let's move on to minus 1. Our minus 1, we say minus 1 cubed minus 4 into 1 into minus 1 squared plus minus 1 plus 6 is equals to 0. So our negative 1 cubed, it's negative 1. And then our negative 1 squared, it's 1 times it by minus 4, it's minus 4. And then minus 1 times it by positive, it's minus 1. And then plus 6, it's equals to 0. So minus 1 minus 4, it's minus 5. Minus 1, again, it's minus 6 plus 6 is equals to 0. So 0 is equals to 0. So therefore, our minus 1 is the right factor to use. So here we are going to use synthetic divisions to get our our coefficients. So when we use synthetic division, we'll be, okay, let me do this. Then here we write our minus 1, our right factor. And then from there, from our original equation, which is x cubed minus 4x squared plus 1. Okay, it's not plus 1, it's plus x, and then plus 6 is equals to 0. Okay, we are going to write our coefficients in this block. So our first coefficient is 1, it's positive 1, so we are going to say positive 1. And then our second coefficient is minus 4, so we are going to say minus 4. Let me just circle them. Let me just circle them. And then our third coefficient is positive 1. And then our last one is positive 6, which is our constant. So yeah, guys, we are going to drop this positive 1 here, and then we are going to times it by our factor, which is going to be 1 times negative 1. It's going to be minus 1, and then minus 1 plus minus 1 plus minus 1 plus 4 is going to be minus 5. So it's going to be minus 5. And then we take this minus 5, we multiply it by our factor, which is going to be minus 6 plus 1. It's going to be, no guys, minus 5 times it by minus 1 is going to be positive 5. And then positive 5, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm a bit tired. Okay, let's try it again. We said we are going to drop this 1. After dropping this 1, we are going to times it by our factor, which is going to be minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1, minus 1 plus minus 4 is going to give us minus 5. And then this minus 5, we further multiply it by minus 1. Then it's going to give us positive 5. Then that positive 5, we take it and add it to our positive 1, which is going to give us positive 6. And then this positive 6, we further multiply it to our minus 1, which is going to be give us our minus 6. And this minus 6, we take it and add it to this positive 6, then it gives us 0. And obviously this last term should be 0. Okay, and then from there, meaning that our first number, it's going to be a coefficient of our x to the power 2, meaning that it's going to be like this. This 1, we're going to write it in this manner, x squared. And then this 5, we are going to write it in this manner, 5x. And then this 6, we are going to write it in this manner, plus 6 is going to be our constant. Yeah, okay guys. Therefore, let's try to okay, after writing these, guys, we have found what can I say, one factor. Is it a factor? I don't know what to say, guys, but yeah, then we have to add in this factor that we have found, which is minus 1. So we are going to say x plus 1. Instead of saying minus 1 here, we are going to say plus 1, because at the end where we are going to solve x, our factor should be minus 1. I hope you understand, guys. Okay, when we factorize, guys, again, we have to find the factors of 6, that when you multiply them together, they give you 6, and when you add them together, they give you -5. Okay, guys, in this case, these factors -2 and -3. So again, I'm not going to show you that step because I've been showing you since from exercise 1. So you can test and check if they are correct. Yeah. So let's continue with our question. It's going to be x minus 2, x minus 3, and then again we write this x plus 1 of our factor, and we say, we forgot to say equals to 0 here, and then we say equals to 0 here. So therefore x is equals to 2, or x is equals to 3, or x is equals to -1. So this -1, guys, again, this is our factor. That factor, I said it's a correct factor to use in order to get our coefficients for synthetic division. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video, guys. Again, please, if you haven't understood, please comment on the comment section below. And thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you understood. Please kindly subscribe if you haven't done so. And also, please, guys, don't be stingy. Share this video with your friends. And then, yeah, like, thank you guys so much. Until we meet again, stay blessed.